listening to LOA Recon with the Good Vibe coach Jeanette Ma, where we dissect the ins and outs and the art and science of conscious creation, all intended to amp up your manifesting game. Let's have some fun together. So I've got a short episode for you today because I've got a couple minutes before my next call, but today's episode is brought to you by Daisy Miller 95 from Germany, who left me a really sweet review on the iTunes podcast. She writes, I've been reading your blog daily for a while, and today I started your podcast on my commute. I just listened to your episode about physical pain and thought I'd give the first method a try, thinking I was just curious to see what my body might tell me. So I asked my hip, what do you have to tell me? And instantly, really, without even a pause, I heard myself think, well, I'm trying to tell her to release all this tension she's carrying because it's dragging her down. And I consciously relaxed my body, and all soreness and pain just melted away, and I realized I'd been carrying tension and physical pain with me since losing my parents this past winter. Oh, I'm so sorry, Daisy Miller 95. I feel a lot lighter now. Thank you so much for sharing your story. I've been focusing on my loss and pain so much. I've been focusing on my loss and pain so much is manifested in my body, but now I'm communicating with my body and self again, and I'm listening to what it has to say. Kudos to you. That's what our bodies want for us to tune in and listen. They know a lot of cool things, way more than we know. So kudos to you for being willing to tune in and get that wisdom and insight. Send a big hug your way, Daisy Miller. Thanks for listening and for leaving me such a sweet review. So that's just a short episode, and this one shouldn't surprise me. But surprise isn't the right word. It actually freaks me out a little, and it shouldn't, because here's what I'm talking about. So I have some art on my walls that's been there for a while. I've had some of these pieces. Wow. One of these. Wow. I think it was when I either started college or just graduated from college when I discovered I could buy art prints downtown. There was an art shop downtown I never knew about before, and I went in there, and there was art for sale that I could buy. We didn't really ever have that at our house. Maybe we had pictures of family members. Maybe. I don't know. I don't recall. But there just was a new thing to me. I could buy art. Okay, so I did. So I was pretty young. And I loved. Oh, I'm not going to remember the guy's name. Fredrickson. I bet it's Fredrickson. Okay, so it's a painting, but it's really, really cool. It's just 3 deer, and it's a snowy field. It's got sagebrush. I think the artist took it from somewhere in Wyoming, but it looks a lot like Utah, where I'm from. It looks like home. I grew up in the city. It's not like I grew up looking at that on my back door or anything, but it kind of looks like the sort of country, and the deer and the sagebrush. It felt like Utah to me. And I just love that picture. The 3 deer looking right at the person. So anyway, I bought it and had it framed, and I've had it on my wall. I don't know. I've lived in 4 different houses. One was an apartment. I've had it with me forever. And guess where I live now? I live just now. I was just writing Ming Chi, the money alchemist. I was writing her. My dad's birthday's coming up. We were talking about what we were going to get him. And right as I was writing her, I noticed there were 2 deer across the way. There's right out. If I hollered, if I waved my hand in the window, I could have startled them. That's how close they are. And it reminded me of that scene from that art. And I say I don't have vision boards, but actually I do. I think whatever we're looking at, that's kind of our vision board. And what I've been looking at for a long time is that scene with those deer in that sagebrush with the dusting of snow. And that's exactly what's out my window right now. But that's where I live. It's like my reality conformed to the picture that I was looking at for so long. Okay, but that's not the only one. I got other things that have been on my wall for so long. And these were things that, the reason I got them was because I didn't have these things in my world. And yet, now, they're in my world. The things I have been looking at on my wall for so many years are now my reality. Okay, I just glanced over. I got one of my favorite pieces of art I bought with an ex-boyfriend. I was in, I want to say it was Tahoe. Oh, I might have told you this story before. We were walking through, is that where we were? Tahoe? It feels like it might have been that. okay, it's kind of a little bit ritzy. There were some shops there. One of them had art, and they had some displays out on the sidewalk. They were stunning, absolutely stunning. And we were arm in arm, and I started to steer him towards the art store. And he pulled me back. He said, people like us don't shop in stores like that. Meaning, it was too rich for us. Okay, well, he just guaranteed we're not only going in, but, well, he for sure guaranteed we were going in. But once I got there, I saw this piece by Valerie. Val, what's your last name? I'm friends with her on Facebook. She's amazing. Okay, so I've got this piece called Focus. Val Warner. It's this tiger. He's laying in the grass. And she tells an amazing story about how when she was taking pictures, the guys who know the tigers had said to her, like, make sure, whatever you do, make sure they don't lock onto you, because she didn't have fences between her and the animals. So the guy's warning her, don't let them lock onto you, because once they do, that means your lunch. So she's got this, she took a picture of this one, and she painted this tiger who's looking sideways, and he has locked on to lunch. Okay, what I love about this, not just because it's a beautiful animal, but the light. Okay, in the store, they displayed it under lights. It's the most amazing, realistic looking thing I've ever seen. It's amazing. And it was expensive. My boyfriend was not wrong. It was expensive. It's the most expensive art, maybe even no, probably not. I don't know. It was a lot of money. I've never spent 4 figures on art before, and this was a couple of those. So I just looked over at that. I don't know how tigers yes, I do know, because I bought it specifically to help remind me as a conscious creator to focus. Like, I want to lock on the way a tiger does. I don't want to get distracted with reality. Once I get my sight set on something, I want to know that it's mine. I just love that so much. There's a really cool story about how once I bought it, she contacted me and asked me if I wanted the #1 print, which I am not in art world. I didn't know how cool that was at the time, but so I've got #1 of this super cool thing. Okay, this is my short story. I got a call starting soon, so I got to wrap this up. That pay attention to what you got on your walls, because this shouldn't freak me out, but it's amazing to me how the reality has morphed to match the pictures I've been looking at for so long. It's not like I was super deliberate about it, like, oh yeah, I want to get trees just like that and a stream just like that with rocks just like that, but it's happened. I love it. Life is so cool. Isn't it good to be a conscious creator? I sure think so. Thanks for listening, and happy manifesting, everyone.